So I want to show you something cool. In April of 2018, my dad was getting about 90 phone calls for his business from Google. Fast forward a year, in April 2019, we're getting over 200 calls from Google asking about his service and making sure they find the right auto repair shop and coming in to get their repair done. But unlike a lot of business owners, my dad did not have time to fuss with all this website stuff and making sure he's ranking on top of Google. And I'm sure that sounds familiar to you. So in about 30 seconds, I want to show you how I did this for my dad's business. So don't skip this ad. But let's talk about your problem. You need more customers, and you might need it for various different reasons. But if you're like my dad, who was a family man and make sure he had to put food on the table and make sure his sons, 5 of them, went to college and get all the stuff that they needed, it can be a lot of pressure on you. And if you haven't seen your sales grow in the past like 6 or 12 months, it can be really stressful. And the truth is, luck isn't going to change anything, and not doing anything about it is definitely not going to change anything. On the flip side, you have marketers like me, young guys like me, telling you about how we can grow your business, 10x it. But the fact is, I'm not going to tell you about how I'm going to do it. I'm going to just show you how I did it for my dad's business. So let's head on over to my screen. So right now we're on Google, and let's imagine you're a auto repair shop located in Rockville. Rockville is a city that I live in. And so what pops up is, I'm sure you're familiar with this interface. You probably looked on Google. But the truth is that people don't go beyond like the first 3 to 5 results. So if you're not on the first page, essentially, low chance of having new customers coming in from Google. And so let's take a look. So we have the map listings up here, and you have the top 10 results on the first page. So the goal is to let you know about 3 tips that you can do by yourself on your own website to make sure you're optimizing it in a way to increase your chances. Now, it's not going to boost your rankings to the first page, but it's definitely going to help you if you don't have it done. So tip number 1, make sure you have your Google My Business listing created and complete the profile completely, right? So if you look at all these, the 3 up here, it says the business name, it has the reviews, the information about the business phone number, as well as the category auto repair shop. Make sure you do that if you haven't done it. So part B of tip number 1 is to make sure you have the business listing created besides Google My Business. So this includes like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Bing.com. And so you want to look for this list and make sure you create it and make sure all the information matches with what you have on Google. The shortcut way to do it is use a service called brightlocal.com. So this essentially makes these business listings for you. You can select which ones you want to create. I'm not associated with this company. There is a small fee, but it's going to save you a lot of time. So like most business owners, if you don't have a lot of time, this will be a great tool to use. Tip number 2. One of the main components of making sure your website shows up on the top of Google is to make sure you have the keywords necessary within the title. So what do I mean by title? Title of your website is essentially all the blue text that you see here. This is the title of their website. So let's look at some of these results. So the first one is Yelp. Of course, this is a very well-known website to show you different businesses, but looking at the title, it has a keyword auto repair in Rockville, Maryland. Let's look at the second one. Rockville, auto repair. Do you see a pattern? Look at the third one. Rockville, auto repair, the zip code, Rockville again, auto. Fourth one, Rockville, auto repair. Fifth one, Rockville, auto repair. Sixth one, Rockville, auto repair. So you see a pattern here. You want to make sure you have these keywords on your title. Now, if you don't handle your website, whoever your website developer is, make sure that's taken care of. Double check with them. And let's get to the third tip. The third tip is more of something not to do. I don't want you to go to Fiverr and hire a $50 gig of someone who's going to tell you that they're going to create like 1,000 backlinks to optimize your website and get you to first page. First of all, it takes a lot more work and a lot more time to make sure you're on the first page, but you want to do it right. It's not about creating 1,000 links to your website. It's really about the quality of the links and making sure you're talking to Google in the right language to make sure they understand it and they don't mark your website as spam. So I hope these 3 tips helped you in one way or another. These are definitely the things that I started with my dad's business, and of course there are a little bit more technical things that I took care of. And so if you're interested Click the link below, fill the information out, and I'll give you a call. I'll see you on the other side.